Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
Washington Post World, September 16, 12:38 America, New York. Long weekend becomes 9-week lockdown for AP Vietnam reporter. The app's Hau Dinh set off from Hanoi for the seaside resort of Vung Tau in southern Vietnam for a long weekend in mid-July. Washington Post World, September 16, 12:26 America, New York. International Criminal Court authorizes investigation into bloody Philippine drug war led by Duterte. The investigation opens a potential path for accountability in the Philippines, though any prosecution of extrajudicial killings is likely to take years. Washington Post World, September 16, 12:01 America, New York. Biden's incomprehensible travel ban on European visitors widens transatlantic rift. Most Europeans, vaccinated or not, have been banned from the United States since March 14, 2020. More than 550 days and counting. RT World News, September 16, 7:05 America, New York. France suspends 3,000 healthcare workers for failing to get jabbed against COVID, health minister. About 3,000 French healthcare workers have been temporarily dismissed on grounds they had not received COVID vaccinations before the mid-September deadline, which made inoculation mandatory, Health Minister Olivier Véran announced.
September 16, 7 o'clock America, New York. Bloomberg-linked gun control group plans $1.8 million campaign. A gun control group that helped turn Virginia blue 2 years ago plans to spend more than $1.8 million in a bid to shape the state's gubernatorial race and other down-ballot contests this fall, according to spending plans shared first with CNN.
Time, September 16, 7 o'clock America, New York, inside the nation's largest guaranteed income experiment. One evening in early June, Leo and his family were able to enjoy a treat they hadn't experienced in months. A sit-down meal at a restaurant. At a fried chicken chain in a Compton, California strip mall, they splurged on a few plates of fried rice, each costing under $13.99.
Washington Post World, September 16, 6:53 America, New York. Group, Egypt's security tactics, destroy lives of activists. A global human rights group has accused Egypt's main domestic security agency of harassing and intimidating rights advocates and activists to silence them. Washington Post World, September 16, 6:47 America, New York. China accuses new U.S.-Australian submarine deal of stoking arms race, threatening regional peace. Chinese state media ominously warned Australia to prepare for the worst. New York Times World News, September 16, 6:45 America, New York. Why Australia bet the house on lasting American power in Asia. Less than 3 years ago, Australia's leader said his country need not choose between the US and China. A nuclear submarine deal shows that much has changed since then. Australia has entered an agreement with the United States and Britain to acquire nuclear-powered submarines to bolster its fleet of conventional diesel-powered vessels.
September 16, 6:40 America, New York. Thousands of healthcare workers suspended in France after failing to get vaccinated. Around 3,000 healthcare workers have been suspended in France after failing to meet a government requirement to get vaccinated against COVID-19, French Health Minister Olivier Véran told French radio station RTL Thursday.
RT World News, September 16, 6:40 America, New York. President Rodrigo Duterte declares ICC no longer has jurisdiction over Philippines after it launches probe into his war on drugs. Speaking via his lawyer, President Rodrigo Duterte rejected the International Criminal Court's (ICC) probe into his war on drugs, claiming his country has left the Rome Statute, and the tribunal no longer has jurisdiction. Washington Post World, September 16, 6:27 America, New York. Paris's Arc de Triomphe is being wrapped in fabric. The city of Paris is unveiling a monumental artwork built around an actual monument. The Arc de Triomphe completely wrapped in silver and blue fabric. RT World News, September 16, 6:27 America, New York. France says Biden acted like Trump as UK and US steal huge Aussie submarine deal in brutal, unilateral and unpredictable decision. France's foreign minister has spoken of his anger and bitterness, and has criticized the US and Britain, after the Allies agreed a deal to supply nuclear submarines to Australia, undoing Paris's $40 billion deal for French subs.
September 16. 6:25 America, New York. It's not clear if or when boosters of COVID vaccines will be oaked for fully vaccinated people in the U.S., but officials are planning for a possible rollout next week. It's not clear if or when boosters doses of COVID-19 vaccines will be oaked for fully vaccinated people in the United States, but state and local health departments across the United States are moving ahead with plans for a potential rollout next week. September 16. 6:25 America, New York. Cigarette group takes control of asthma inhaler maker. Cigarette giant Philip Morris International has taken control of UK inhaler maker Vectura despite objections from healthcare charities.
New York Times World News. September 16. 6:24 America, New York. Nicholas, big and slow. Nicholas continues dumping rain on the South. A sanitation worker drags a trash bag through standing water after Hurricane Nicholas in Galveston, Texas on Tuesday.
Mirror World News. September 16. 6:24 America, New York. What is Five Eyes? Inside the world's most powerful secret intelligence alliance. From sharing spooks to secret technology, everything you need to know about the Five Eyes Alliance. The intelligence network of secret services that includes MI5 and Washington.
PowerPost. September 16, 6:20 America, New York. Am I scared? Absolutely, a Capitol police officer says before September 18 rally. And sends. Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema go to the White House.
RT World News. September 16, 6:17 America, New York. A UK-US submarine deal will safeguard peace and security of Indo-Pacific, says UK's Johnson. The British PM has hailed a pact between the UK, Australia and the US, which will see Canberra take delivery of nuclear-powered subs, stating the deal will help safeguard peace and security of the Indo-Pacific for years to come.
September 16. 6:15 America, New York. Nearly 5 million people are under flash flood watches as Nicholas hovers over the Gulf region. Millions are under flash flood watches Thursday as post-tropical cyclone Nicholas lingers over the central Gulf Coast, threatening to dump even more rain in the upcoming days.